Right, well, good afternoon everybody. Once again, welcome to the plot. I'm just getting up tonight for an hour to get this video online. I wasn't expecting to, because we're forecast again for heavy showers up here in the northeast. It's been really cool the last few days, cold, wet, and of course we've got some heavy winds during the night, so I thought best pop up tonight early on and try and get this video on the go. There's been loads going on in the last fortnight. Me and Reg have been really busy. We've not only started stripping the old shed down, the famous shed that I come off 2 years ago and snapped my leg, put my foot through the roof, but we've now pulled that down and we've started putting the base of the new shed up. So maybe in a video or two time we'll take you outside and we'll show you how we're building my new shed. It's just going to be for storage, you know, what pots and bits and pieces in. And we're good shed, it's in the far corner. We can finally get that turned around to put a fire in. Maybe just get a gas stove in so we can have a cup of tea first thing in the morning. We're not far away from winter now. It's the nights are certainly getting cooler. The mornings are a lot cooler, but no signs of slowing up yet. Not yet anyway. We've got loads to do. As you see, I come to take a few peppers off tonight. I'm really pleased with them this year. They've grown really well. And of course, what I always like to do when they're in full fruit is to give them that. I suppose this will be the last spraying because I will be taking a few of the peppers off, and there's some lovely ones up the height there. And of course, never forget, as I've said in my videos, warm water and just a level teaspoon of Epsom salts, and once a month give them a really good spraying, and that gives them all the magnesium they want, and they'll love you for it. Peppers, chilies, anything like that. With some nice Torado there, the Italian ones, the horn peppers. I've got the nice green, I've got the yellow, and I've got the long jaw chili. I think they're the ones I got off from Dean Hood. But yeah, they're growing well. We'll try them. Funny enough, I've just had a curry and rice before I come up tonight, and they would have been fantastic. A couple of peppers mixed in with that, but they would have been great. But yeah, don't forget, as I say, just give it a nice mist in. My sprays are all on the go at the moment, going full blast. Garlic sprays, I'll show you when we get outside. The spring cabbage, we're busy putting off spring bedding. I'm getting halfway through the pansies. I've nearly finished the pansies. But I'll take you up in the top greenhouse and I'll show you what mix we've had for them. Getting them potted up, but they're going to sit outside on the back bench until at least November, until it really turns cold. Then I'll bring them into the bottom polytunnel. I'll put the shelves back in the bottom polytunnel, and they'll stop in there and they'll overwinter. Now I've been sowing seeds quite a lot over the last couple of days. What I want to get in on the next video, I want to show me so the Bellis daisy, the delphinium, and them especially, I like to overwinter them. I don't like to sow them too early and plant them out in the autumn. What I like to do is overwinter them in pots, and exactly the same as what I did last year. I'll sow them back into this month, getting just a nice size. Don't forget, it's still nice and warm this time of the year. There's some nice days with the temperature and sharp rising at greenhouse, so they're going to just put on. I'm going to put them off down home in their little greenhouse down home, sow them down there, and I'll probably finish off the video down home. I'll get them seeds sown, and once they're through, we'll put them off in the cups, and by then it'll be just starting to cool down nicely. In that 4 or 5 weeks time, they'll be well into October, and so what they'll do, they'll sit in the bottom polytunnel as well on the shelves. Nice and cool, not too hot, and they can overwinter in their pots right until the springtime, ready for planting out. I had some great delphiniums this year for planting out, and got some really first class flowers off them, so I was over the moon with that. I wasn't too sure because I'd never grew them that way. I've always planted in the summer, sowed, potted off, and planted them in the autumn. And but growing them this way, if you've got a polytunnel or a cold greenhouse, it's worthwhile trying it. And of course the pansies are going to be exactly the same. There's going to be no different. I've been potting pansies off over there. There's trayfuls sitting on the back bench, and as I say, they'll stop there till October. What I need to do, I need to get me that spray, which is over there. I need a bit of garlic spray, and I need to spray them spring cabbage. Now the postman's been, if you've been watching my Facebook page, I reported last week that the postman would come with my first orders from King's, the Japanese onions. Absolutely fantastic. I've got some hanging up in there. I should bring you a bunch down. Now these, if you remember in June, me and Roger lifted the Jack onions, and they've been hanging up there since July, June, July. Absolutely fantastic. They're rock hard, and they're taking on that lovely golden hue. And of course these are sensu yellow. Of course I always send away for my Jack onions to make sure I get a good supply. You can't buy them in the shops. Wilkie's have got them in now, different varieties, radar, there's a few other different ones, but I like to go for the three different varieties. The sensu yellow, the red electric, and of course I'm growing again, that I did last year, the snowball. Now the snowball I'm going to grow inside the polytunnel along with the spring cabbage, and I'm going to pay a little bit more detail to them this year. Last year I just threw them in because we had a few odd plants, a few odd bulbs up, and I just threw them in and let them get on with it. And we've got quite a nice bulb out of them. So what I'll do this year, I'll plant them properly. We'll go up in the top, where I've got my garlics ready, my Jack onions, and I'll just show you the next steps we'll be taking. But before I go, I've got to get a few toms. A lot of people had a few problems with tomatoes this year, but as I say, on the whole, we've done really well. We've had a good crop again, and the cucumber as well. They just keep coming and coming and coming. There's still hundreds on there. The crystal lemon, and as I say to anybody, if you're not too sure about young grown cucumbers, try these ones. They're an easy plant to grow, and you get a real worthwhile crop. And of course, they're nice and tasty and all. So that's a good one to try for next year. And that's crystal lemon. You can get them from most seedsmen. But anyway, I'll pop this back up, hang it back up, and we'll get up on the in the top greenhouse, and I'll show you what we're doing up there. Right, here we are. We need to get some get a little bit of room sorted out up here. It's starting to get a bit cluttered. I'm getting trays, pots, God knows what coming from different people, and of course this is a dumping ground, the top greenhouse. I've got a bit damaged to the roof off last week's wind. Of course I've got a few splits, but it's keeping it nice and cool in here. That's the main thing. As I say, I've been busy potting the pansies off. I've getting about 5 trays done, and I'm on my last tray there now. And of course these have just been growing away up here, nice and cool. And what will happen now is I'll get them potted up, and they'll go and sit in the back bench. And I'll probably finish off the video out the back there. Of course, once again, it's looking around for tools when they're not at your disposal. What I like to do is just use a pair of scissors or an old knife or an old fork and just ease them out. And if you notice, I always do the same thing. I plant them in rows of 3, the seeds on the rows. And it's much easier when you come to pot off. It's just to take out little clumps of them. And these are really, I noticed this afternoon when I was doing them, they're really well rooted. So I've got a little clump of 2 and 3 pansy there. And it's an easy job just to pop a hole in the plant. Now I never pot off these in singly. They're really cheap enough to buy. You get a packet of pansy for around about the 150 mark, and you'll always get around about 100 seed in a plant pot, in a packet. So that's why I never skimp on these. I always like to put 2 or 3 flowers per pot. And I find that way they grow away much better, much stronger, and you get a much better looking plant. Now you can plant these into trays, which I expect a lot of people will be, and multi-cell trays like that. Now I like to start some of my seeds off in the February into multi-cell trays, but when I come to the likes of the pansies, these are going to be overwintering in the bottom polytunnel. So instead of putting them in there and having to find out I've got to pot them off later on, I'll pot them off into small cups. And these will go into trays of 24. Solid trays, no holes in. So once again I can water everything from the bottom. All I need to do is go along the row, get a watering can, and just give them a good soaking in the can, and that stops, if it is cool of a night time, it stops them from getting damaged, frosts or anything like that. I know they're going to be under a little bit of cover, but I like to just be on the safe side. And there again, perfect little pot of pansies. Now these will stop like that, as I say, till next March. You can feed from the bottom and water from the bottom, and you just keep them ticking over right through the winter, and then come next spring there'll be a lovely well filled pot of plants ready to go in the baskets. Talking about the baskets, well, been down to Shields this morning, and of course one of my old favourites I like to get is teat to teat, and they're a gorgeous little daft, mini dwarf dafts, and of course £2 a packet for 15. Now what I like to do with these, not only them, I've also got the white one, the dwarf daft, and once again 15 in there, so that's 30 bulbs I've got there. So what I like to do with these, and I've got these free with the it's one of my first free gifts from one of the seed companies for the order offering, and of course these are the Muscari mixed, beautiful little blue flowers. And what will happen with these, I'll get myself some small pots, 6 or 7 centimetre pots, and come December, late November, early December, I'll open the bags up and I'll put 2 to 3 or 4 bulbs per pot, and leave them outside on the bench and just let them grow away. And then come March, when they're coming up and they're nice and green, they can be transplanted out of their pots, or little square pots. So if I've got, usually I've got a load lying around. These are the ones that I really like to use, these small ones. So you can get 3 bulbs in there quite easy, 3 or 4 bulbs, and as I say, once they're grown a nice size, you can take them out and they'll go straight into the baskets. So we'll have winter flowering pansies, we'll have tea, and we'll have Muscari. The polyanthus, a little bit slow growing, so I'm going to keep them inside. I'm going to get them to grow on a little bit bigger, but once again the polyanthus will stop in all over the winter. So I hope by March to have a nice big solid plant of polyanthus that can go in the centre of the basket. I've got little bits of ivy that I can break up, split up, and you make yourself a really first class spring basket for coppers or next to nothing. But it's all about planning. It's getting your timing right. As I say, I always say that, get your timing right, you shouldn't have any problems. Speaking of timing, as I say, I've got the garlics here. Now they're all ready to go in. Beautiful little bulbs. I've split them up, and all they're doing is sitting in the shed. I'm quite happy with that. Nice and cool in the shed. I've got some elephant garlic still. I've kept 1 clove back for myself, and I've got about 9 out of 1 clove, and they're absolutely monsters. So they'll go in, but I'm not in any hurry to put them in. It's exactly the same with these guys. There's a few people been commenting online. It's the best way to grow the Jap onions. Well, I showed you my Jap onions. Now these are the ones I sent away for. The size of them, absolutely beauties. First class king seed every year. So I've got my sensual yellow there. I've got my white snowball, and they're really nice bulbs. They're lovely. I've got enough for at least a full row down the side of the Polytunnel. So that's where they'll go. And of course I've got the red electric. Now these can be really difficult to grow. A lot of people have the same experience of getting the red onions to bolt. Well, my tip, never let them dry out, even in the winter. You come up in the winter, you think, what's the point of watering onions? You get a wind blowing across, couple of dry days, the wind blowing across, dries that soil right out, and that's what's going to happen. You're going to end up bolting. I can come up in the winter, and I can go along the rows of the onions, just keeping them nice and moist. If I think I get too dry, just the water can't go along. It'll not do them any harm. The only harm you'll get is if you try planting too early. And just check your bulbs, make sure they're nice and solid before you start to put them out. Just go along. If you feel any soft ones, discard them. And they're really nice. I'm always pleased with the bulbs I get from them. But why I'm always patient with these is because I don't like to put them in too early. I always like to wait until at least the end of September. I know you can put your garlic in early, it's not going to do any harm to the garlic. They can go in September anytime. Plant them at the right depth, 2 to 3 inches deep, and they'll grow away quite easy. But with Jap onions, I like to wait till the end of this month, beginning of October, before I plant these. Reason being, I don't want them to put on too much top growth, and the same will apply with the spring cabbage. When you plant these, what you want is you want to start rooting from the bottom straight away and get a good root ball on them. And that's the idea of a Jap onion, of an overwintering. You've got your root ball here, come the springtime, as soon as the weather starts warming up, it's got its root ball in place and woof, away it'll go, rockets away. And that's why you get a nice early onion. But at the same time, if you're planting too early and you get too much top growth, what's going to happen? The winter's going to come along, you're going to have a foot of snow on top of them, you're going to damage them. It's exactly the same with the spring cabbage. I'll show you the spring cabbage outside. I've got them just at the right size. Once again, it's getting them timed right. And I would like to plant them out too early, because what will happen if you get a nice big leafy cabbage, if you plant them out now and you've got a really big cabbage growing before the winter sets in, the same thing's going to happen. It's going to get bombarded with snow, winds, rain, ice, and it could damage it. Far better have a smaller plant with a big root system on, because once you plant them out, it's going to put them roots straight down, but by then it's going to start cooling down. The roots are going to grow, they're going to have a nice root ball, but the top's going to be small, and that's the whole idea of just keeping them nice and small. Them heavy strong winds that you get in the winter, they blow across, they flatten them, blow them over, loosen the roots, and that's what happens. If you've got a nice small plant, it's quite able to put up with winter conditions. So as I say, Japanese onions and the spring cabbage, I'll do a video on them in the next 2 or 3 weeks, and we'll start planting them out. What we'll have to do first is prepare the land. We've got our desiri potatoes over there, the main crop. We've finished on the earlies, we've cleared all them off. But what I want to clear the desiri bed off, and we'll probably do next week's video on that. We'll get them potatoes up, and we'll get the bed prepared, ready for the Jap onions and the garlics. But before I'm for night, I'll pop over there and we'll just have a look at that back bench where I'm putting the rest of the pansies, and of course the strawberries. We've just about finished them up, but I'll show you them over there. Right, there's a little look at a couple of sunflowers. I think I got these seeds from Dean Hood and all. Absolute monsters. I've lost the middle one, that's been snapped off with the wind. But I've got two hanging on there. I think they're about got to be a good 12-14 foot them. They've had no special care, I just stuck them in the garden. As I say, the beginning of this year I didn't really have much time for planting, so I just had to get stuck into it. So we'll come outside, and of course these are our main crop, the ziri, and looking absolutely fantastic. A few tubers sticking out the top there, but no doubt we'll be able to get into them. Oh, some absolute beauties on the top there. But me and Roger's got this bed to clear. Some absolutely fantastic tubers on them. Me and Roger's got this bed to clear. And of course by clearing it, it means clearing the whole bed, because what I want is this bed for the Japanese onions. So this is the one to prepare. We've had potatoes in it this year, so I always like to follow my potatoes with the Jap onions. So if I get this cleared this week, we can get it mucked, let it lie for a good fortnight to 3 weeks, let the winter wash it in, the rain wash it in, and I'll give it a good layman at the back end of this month, ready for planting out in the first week in October. The sprouts are getting a bit of a hammer in there, so I'm going to have to make up a spray. I might make up a little touchy rhubarb spray, get them set away. These are the beans hunter, and these are the ones I'm going to be using for next year for the Three Sisters Challenge. Absolutely marvellous, lovely first class beans on them. Over the moon with them, so I'll be using them next year. And of course, just some of the dahlias. I've never really spent any time on these this year. Some of the big show dahlias, and of course I've just had to let them get on with it. I've got the stools, I've got the tubers, and that's all I'm worried about. Is get them overwintered, and hopefully I'll be getting ready to go first class for next year. Right, so here we are with the strawberries, if you remember in the last video, and of course these are the Senga Giganta. Yep, spot on. And these are absolutely massive. Now these were only potted off a fortnight ago, and as you can see, there's a pint pot there and it's almost full of root there now, so they're really grown away strong. And all these have had is a garlic spray. Couple of smaller ones there. These are the Colossus. I only managed to get 4 out of the colossus, and of course I've got the mother plant. So I've got 5 colossus, and I've got a good dozen of the Singer Giganta. So as I say, all they've had is my own compost again, multi-purpose and 50-50 with my compost and sharp sand. No extra feed whatsoever, just let them go. Now what you're going to have to keep an eye open for is for them putting flowers on. If they start sending flowers out or any extra side shoots, just keep nipping them off. You don't need them, and they don't need any side shoots. I just keep checking them over every time I come past, and just make sure they're not sending out any side shoots. And there we are, have it there, first class. There's a one there. Just as I speak, it's just sending out that runner. So what I'll do, I'll get the scissors and I'll nip that one off. No problem. Right, we'll potted these up a fortnight ago, and these are the Duncan. And of course these will be ready to go back in the Polytunnel. Once again, your cabbages, if you're growing your spring cabbage, like me, you've got them outside on the border and they're growing away. They're just lovely little small plants, and we'll move with them. And because they'll be going inside in the Polytunnel, in the cold Polytunnel. But what I have done, I've sprayed these. What you don't want to do is to take plants inside the Polytunnel and you've had eggs laid on them, because that's the worst thing you can have. Come next year when the weather warms up, eggs are going to hatch out and you're going to be covered in caterpillars. So just be very careful with them. If you're growing cabbages like me and they're outside here, throw some net over them if possible. But if you cannot, give them a good garlic spray, and that's what I like to do, so there's nothing comes on them. What I have here, I'm going to start these tomorrow, and of course these are the Spring Hero, and these are a nice big round cabbage. Now, why I haven't potted these up yet is because these are for growing outside. So I'm in no hurry really. I want to get them potted up, and I don't want it, as I say, I don't want a big plant. I just want a nice small plant. I would like these pots full of root, up to the point of being pot bound, full of roots before planting these out, and these will not go out until the middle to the end of October, even into November. And it just gives them time to get their roots down, get their roots in the ground, and put on a little bit of top growth before the winter sets in. And that's a secret, I think, of a good spring cabbage. Now my pansies, I've gotten 1 tray, 2 trays, 3 trays, 4. There's 5 trays of spring pansy there done, and I'm just finishing off the last one, so that's them out of the way. I always say to get my pansies done first. The Bellis daisy, the delphiniums can come later. As I say, they can stop inside, but the pansy, I like to have them out here on the back benches well until November, and then once the weather really turns bad, we'll get them out of here and we'll get them inside. In the bottom Polytunnel where it's just nice and cool. But yeah, been a busy time for us. We've had quite a bit to do over the last couple of weeks. I was hoping to get out on the coast and get some seaweed, but hopefully I'm going to get that sorted next week. As I say, we've had a pretty busy time myself. And don't forget we have sprayers. Make sure you keep them nice and clean, keep them handy, because this has just had a bit of garlic in there. And already I can smell it. I don't want to be spraying it too much because the wife will be able to smell it on us when I go home. She'll be thinking I've had a chinkies up the allotment. But yeah, garlic spray everything. Give them all a good soak with it. If they're outside here, then that'll settle the little munchers, the flea beetles, the caterpillars, everything. Give them a good garlic spray, and it'll not kill the pests, but it'll certainly put them off eating your leaves. As I say, it's a deterrent. It's not a killer, it's a deterrent, and that's why I like to use it. But I'm going to knock off for the time being, keep myself way down home, and hopefully I'll finish this video off tomorrow, down home in the greenhouse, and we'll get started sowing the delphiniums, the Bellis daisy, and no doubt I'll have a few other bits and pieces, so we can finish this video off in the greenhouse down home. Okay, so I'll see you all soon. Right, well, good afternoon everybody, and once again, welcome back to the plot. Should I say welcome back to my home address, my little 6x6. I want to get this video finished off. As I say, starting to get a bit windy last night, so I thought best knock off and wait until today. It hasn't been bad today. Bit of sunshine again, but mainly overcast, no rain. So what we did manage to get back up the plot again this afternoon and got 3 sections of the hut put up. couple of the sides and on the front bits of frame made up, so I'm quite pleased with that. This evening I've been back down the greenhouse just for a half an hour, just tidying up. I had this full of melons up last week, so I decided to take the melons out. I got 4 or 5 lovely melons off them, absolutely beautiful, and that was the Charleston Grey. So I've been saving some of the seed, and no doubt I'll wait for my catalogue coming through, my King's catalogue, and I'm almost sure they weren't an F1 variety. If they're an F1 variety, it's not worth saving the seed. So I'll be looking around. I know I've got the baby blush ones up in the allotment, the red ones, and they're definitely an F1, so I'll not be saving them seed. But catalogues are starting to arrive thick and fast now, so plenty to do, plenty to look through. I like to try and save them for the winter nights when it's dark and cold. You can't really get out in the plot, and I like to sit and read my magazines. There's always something new to learn. So once again, I've got me mixture again. It's not for sowing the seeds, and what I like to do with these ones, I like to sow these 2 different ways. The Bellis Daisy, I'll get plenty of seed in these, and what I like to do with the Bellis is just make 3 rows. You've seen us do it before. Make 3 little rows in the top of the compost. Well, this is just multi-purpose compost with sharp sand, plenty of sharp sand in. I soaked in these before, and they're free drained because it says plenty of sharp sand in there, so it's well free drained. But as I say, the Bellis Daisy, as I say, once again, just check the bottom of the packet, and no doubt you'll always get a good couple of thousand seed in these ones. And so I like to sow these in rows of 3. 350 plants in that. That's quite some plants. As I say, I've got the 3 rows marked off, and all I like to do is go along the row, nice and slowly. The little light seeds, so you can just tap them into a row. Quite easy to do. Even without glasses, I can see where I'm going. Finish that row off there. Once again, along that row, then I'm over the moon with that. They're well spread out between 3 rows. Just open the packet up, because you always get a couple of seeds stuck in the bottom there. And there we have it. We've got 3 perfect rows of seedlings stuck in the bottom. Once again, back on sprays again. Chamomile tea. Give them a good soak of chamomile tea, and that'll give some great protection. Antibacterials in there mixed in with the chamomile tea. It's great. And I always give my seeds a real good soak with that. Pre-soak them before I put the compost on top. Once again, a little bit of compost in my fine mixer, and all these want is a very fine covering, a light covering of the compost. Same again. Don't be too heavy. That's them done. That's my Bellis Daisy. They're quite happy just sitting in here. Most nights I leave the door open, or leave the door ajar. A good 6 inches wide, and let's say the heat in here, it's sharp warms up. Now the second tray, as I say, I was going to show me get me delphinium spraying, and I'll be sowing these broadcast. Why I like to sow these broadcast is for the delphiniums. I like to sow these individual in pots because they get quite a good size. And I'm looking on here for the seed count, and it should be somewhere on the bottom, but usually they're sticking in the bottom corner. But anyway, you'll get average 300 seed, so that's not bad. And of course, these are the multicoloured ones, so what I like to do with these, I like to broadcast them over the full tray. I'll not be pricking them off like the Bellis Daisies in 1s and 2s, the same as what I did with my pansies. I'll be pricking these off singly, and they'll be going into single pots, probably into multi-cell trays like I showed you last night. I'll probably prick them off into multi-cell trays, and then what they'll do, they'll sit in the multi-cell trays till the back end of this year. Then I'll put them off into cups, and by March you'll have a lovely strong little plant ready to be planted out in the garden, and they'll flower next year, no problem. So I've got the seed in my hand, quite an easy job to do. Tip the seed out in your hand so you can see what you've got, and then you can just broadcast it. Only use a half-size seed tray for these, because you see we'll start potting these off once I get through, once I break cover, and we'll put them off into either a multi-cell tray, grow them on, and then we'll put them off around about there November time. Once again, good soaking with chamomile tea, just to get them started off. As I say, I've been using quite a few sprays this week, different sprays. The garlic spray I've been using, bit of soapy water mixed in, and it makes a big difference to the cabbages. The chamomile tea by Seed Sown, quite an easy job to do, nothing difficult. And of course last night I used the Epsom salts on the peppers. Now that's the last spray they'll get, because there's plenty of fruit on them now, so they'll not get any more sprays now for the rest of the year. They'll just the fruit will be left to swell out, and that'll be fine. So that's 2 seeds done, 2 different ways, but you'll get first class results from both plants, no problem. So that's the delphinium's done, and the Bellis daisy. I'll make some markers out for them, and they're well away. I've finished the last of the pansies off down here. I've got some polyanthus to start potting up, so maybe it's next week I'll crack on with them. I've still got a couple of these grapevines sitting around, so I'm going to send a couple of them off. That's a job I almost get done this week. A couple of the lads online. Now what I have got to do, I mentioned to Dean Roberts last night on my Facebook page, I've just acquired another garden. Now it's a daughter's garden, where she lives down there. It's only a street away, 2 streets away, but since she's been married, her house is more or less coming up free. The grandson's still in it, but there's nobody looking after the garden. So I've acquired that garden now, and what I'm going to do exactly the same as what Dean Roberts done with a background veg pot. There's nothing in it. It's a virgin garden. There's 4 sides. There's 3 sides, sorry. It's a long garden. There's 2 gardens shade, but at the bottom end of the garden is my daughter's garden, and it's as I say, all it is a fence around, virgin garden and a lawn, nothing else. So what I'm going to do next year, what I want to start is I want to put a greenhouse in it. I'm going to make out a plan first, measure it out, make out a plan, get to know where your sun rises and your sun sets, and mark out the space for a shed, a greenhouse, some muck bins, some water barrels, and of course I've got to leave some space for a little bit of flower border, some fruit on the sides of the fences, and of course maybe just a little bit of border for some veg, and of course not forgetting the white washing line right through the middle of it. So I've got quite a little task to do, but I'm going to start this off next year, and I think I'll be calling it Home on the Plot, or words to that effect. But if you've got any ideas, you can give us them online. I'll post them down below. But that will be the start of next year. We'll be going round. I've been cutting the grass for the last couple of weeks, and had quite a good look around the garden or the site, and I think I can make it quite a bit of a difference to it. As I say, shed, greenhouse, couple of compost bins, some water bins, and some flower beds, and maybe 1 raised bed for small vegetables, but we'll see. We'll make a plan first on paper, and then I'll show you week by week as I start off on the adventure around there, and getting it from a virgin garden into something that resembles a bit of a vegetable plot with greenhouse and shed and everything else. It's quite an easy job to do. If you get your plan right first, say judging where your sun rises and your sun sets, you're getting the best of the sunrise. Your muck bins, your water bins can go in places where the sun doesn't shine, shaded spots. A shed can go down the bottom end out the road, so it's not casting any shadows on the garden. There's all these things to think about. But no doubt we'll start week by week next year. I'll take you around there and I'll show you how we'll get on. For the time being, I'm going to knock off tonight, get this video online, and hopefully next week we'll get cracking down on the fish key. I've been promising to do it for weeks, so I must get started next week. I've got muck bins to start filling up. I've got a new supplier for horse manure that I just found last week, so that's great. I've been getting a few barrelloads of horse muck each week from them, so I'll be using them quite regular next year. What I will do, I'll start off at the fish key bank next week, at the registry office where my daughter was married, and it's got some fond memories for me, that place, the registry office, from what it was years ago when I remember it. Now if anybody's watching that's an old sea dog, they'll probably know what I'm on about. 3 names, Fitinia, Gloxinia and Exia. Now if you can come up with what I'm on about, and then comment down below. If you can't come up with it, I'll remind you on in the next video. I'll show you the bank top down the North Shields Fish Key, and I'll give you an idea where them names come from. But we'll start that video off, and we'll get ourselves down, get some seaweed, get up the plot. I'll show you how we're getting on with our shed, and then we've got to start planning on this Jap onion crop, lifting the tatties, preparing the ground, getting it limed, getting the muck, getting it limed, getting it all ready for the end of the month when the Jap onions will go in. So I hope I've given you a few tips on this video, say the cabbages and the Jap onions. Don't be too much of a hurry to start planting out them just yet. Try and keep them till the end of the month. Garlic, by all means you can get your garlic in now. Plant them deep enough, it'll not harm them. But your Jap onions, I would just wait a little bit longer. It's still nice and warm through the day, not cold. Soil's nice and moist, so you know they'll gallop away. But if you wait till the end of the month, you'll do fine with them. And it's the same with your cabbages. As I say, just keep spraying them. If they're outside on the borders, just keep spraying them. Get them to a nice size before you plant them out. Lots of new subscribers coming on again. Once again, I'm well chuffed. Quite a few new ones on. So if you are new to the plot and you want to get on our Facebook page, which you can follow, get one Jeff Foreman on the plot. It's on the Facebook page. Send me a request, friends request, and we'll sign you up and you can get on the plot. And we're chatting every night through the week. If you can't wait for the videos coming out, and so you can follow on the Facebook page. And it's quite a good page. We've got nearly 1,000 followers now on that, and some great guys. A lot of Americans on our site, so over the moon with that. And different comments from all over the country. So as I say, if you can't wait for the videos to come out, get yourself on Jeff Foreman on the plot on our Facebook page. Just send me a request and we'll get you signed up. But that's it. That's another video over with. As I say, I've tackled quite a few things this week. Anything you want to know, anything you're not sure about, like I say, post on our Facebook page or comment on down below on my YouTube channel, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. I've got the cuttings to start on next week. If you remember, a couple of weeks ago we took them. Sage, absolutely fantastic, well rooted, and there's nice young cuttings coming on from down below. We'll get them potted off next week. I've got a myriad of seed to start going through, which I've been collecting right through the summer. That's the big orange ones. Absolutely fantastic. Full marigolds, full heads, all drying out lovely there. Antirrhinum, lovely long stalks, and this antirrhinum is a big red one. Absolutely fantastic. I've got loads of seed in there, but I've got all in to start on this week. What we'll be doing is bringing the yellow sulphur down from the garden, and when I get my seeds dried out, sorted out, get them on a piece of paper, and all I like to do is just give them a little sprinkling of yellow sulphur, shake them around in the envelope, mark them, and they're away for next year. As I say, it's great to save your own seed, save a few coppers in the long run. Like I say, there's a lot of different seed I like to save myself, because sometimes you can't get them in the shops. As I say, this marigold I've had for about 10 years. Not remarried yet. Absolutely fantastic. A beautiful little bunch, sort of colours. So I've just kept it and kept it and kept it, and it never fails me year in, year out. So, you know, it's worth it to save some seed. If you want to give it a go, it's easy enough to do. But as I say, that's it for this week. I hope I've given you a few tips. From the pansies to the cabbage, to the cuttings, and we'll see you all again soon. Hopefully next week we'll get down the fish key, and like I say, we'll get cracking on the new video. Okay, so for the time being, thanks for watching, thanks for sharing, and keep on subscribing, and we'll be over the moon. Okay, we'll see you all again on the plot soon. Bye for now.